Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. The Face Pizza here. Today I wanted to teach you a little bit about RNG. Now RNG, if you know it already, it stands for random number generation, and in Dungeons and Dragons, in other types of games where you roll a dice or you roll your chance, you will get a random number, and then that random number will set you up for an event, good or bad, in the future. So, with that said, on my stream, I have set up a claw machine, and every time someone redeems that claw machine, the claw goes down, it picks up a random prize, and that prize can either be a teddy bear, it can be a soda, a camera, the Shrek DVD, and so on and so forth. So we'll focus a little bit on RNG today, but we will hop between Streamerbot and OBS because we have to set up scenes and sources in OBS that Streamerbot will be able to control with the RNG. Okay, let's get going. So starting inside OBS, we created a new scene, which we will call Minigames. Inside here, you will find 1 and 2 folders. I will teach you how to make folders in just a minute, but I want to speak about these 3 sources down here. Don't worry about them. That's just so you can see what we're doing and you can see me. So if we are to focus on the bank robbery first, by the way, we are going to do 3 minigames today, 2 inside OBS and 1 inside Streamerbot and Twitch chat. So again, we'll start with the bank robbery. We have to set up a couple of scenes. Sorry, sources. Tongue twister. The first one is a image, which is a couple of jail bars, which goes across my face. And as you can see, it's not a static image. It is transforming and sliding all over the place. What I did is I created these jail bars in Canva, which I highly recommend you use if you are a Twitch streamer or a content creator. So when I uploaded the image, it was all static like this. Then I right-clicked and I did show transition, slide, because I wanted to slide in and out. Then I set it to 700 milliseconds because I found that to be the smoothest point in milliseconds. And then inside properties, I wanted it to go from the right to the left. Okay, good. Then I right clicked again, hide transition, slide again, 700 milliseconds again, and you guessed it, left. Okay. And by the way, if you are that new to OBS and you don't know how to add sources in general, inside here, you can either press the plus button down here and you have all of these sources, or a group right here, or you can just right click inside and go all the way to the top and you'll see add source. There you have everything again. So to begin with, right click, add source, group, call that group bank robbery. Then inside bank robbery, create the image and we'll hide it. Then we have a media source, which I incorrectly named. It's supposed to say police lights, but I misnamed it and now I've set it up in Streamerbot, so I can't really change it that much. But anywho, I downloaded a green screen video of some police lights and I added a filter right here, a chroma key filter, which is the color green. So when we play this video, you will see flashing lights. Okay? This doesn't need to have any transitions. We'll move on to adding the last source, which is the money. Now I found a video of raining money, that is money falling from the top downwards. I again clicked filters plus chroma key and chose the green color because it's a green screen, and that looks like so. Okay, that's the first step done in the bank robbery minigame. So we'll hop over to Streamerbot now. Inside Streamerbot, we will go down to commands right here, and we'll create a command called robbery. We will have one robbery with the uppercase R and one with a lowercase r. You can mess around with the availability of the command if you want to, but I urge you to click on cooldowns and add a 900-second cooldown or 15 minutes cooldown per user. So if I redeem this command in your chat and I get one of the two outcomes, either the jail time or the money, I will not be able to use this command again in 15 minutes, just so we don't have the spam, okay? I will leave it at 0 for the demonstration and testing purposes, but again, it will be very wise to have a cooldown. Click OK, and we have the command ready. Inside actions, you can see that I have a new folder called Minigames. That is because I've already created new actions for this tutorial, but don't worry, I'll walk you through everything. So right click, add an action, call it bank robbery, put it in the Minigames folder and click OK. Once there, right click or search. Remember, we have the search feature now. Search for command and choose command triggered. Scroll down to the robbery one inside Minigames and click OK. So now you have the bank robbery trigger. In these sub actions right here, we will always, for all three, by the way, we will always have Twitch add target info for user. Again, search info user. And then down here, if you see here, Twitch user, get user info for target. In the field, we put percentage user percentage. Okay, click OK. So now that's done and dandy. We have two folders right here because again, RNG, we want either one of those to happen. So one time you might be successful and get money. The other time you might be unsuccessful and get jail time, right? So in order for the RNG to work, as in order for Streamerbot to pull one of these folders randomly, we have to go back to the action, right click the bank robbery and make it random. This will let us go back to sub actions and right click the folder, which by the way, right click, add group. I call them folders, but they are groups. So add a group, call it successful, add another group, call it unsuccessful, and then right click the successful group. And as you can see right here, weight, that is the percentage of how many times it will be pulled in the RNG aspects. We will press weight and add 0.5, or as we call it, 50%. If you read here, a value of 0.0 means it will use a random value of its own when calculating the weights of all items. So if you don't have a decimal point here, this will mean that Streamerbot takes a random percentage itself, but that's not what we want. For the moment, you will apply a weight as a decimal value, for example, 0.5, which would be 50%. Weights are a bit different than a raw percentage, although it can be treated as such if you don't want it to get move involved in the calculations. Cool. We will do exactly the same for unsuccessful. Weight 0.5. Right. We'll start with the successful group or folder. Inside here, I have play sound, as I taught you already before. Check out the previous video if you haven't. I chose my speakers as the audio output, or if you have a mixer, You can choose one of the voice channels you want to. Call it robbery successful to stay organized, and choose the file on your computer. I just downloaded sound effects from myinstance.com again, as I did last time. I put the volume at 10% and we'll test it. And as you can hear, we won the lottery in a game show, basically. That's what I was going for. Press OK when you are happy with the settings. And then we will add a source visibility state from OBS. Again, source visibility. OBS sources set source visibility state. We will open this one. We will click on the scene minigames as we created earlier. We'll choose the money because again, we are in the successful group now. So we want the money to be activated and visible. Then we send a Twitch message saying, user just robbed the Face Pizza bank and got away. Again, if you have a bot account connected to Streamerbot, you can use that one, but I don't for the moment, so I will not. Then we added a delay for 10,000 milliseconds or 10 seconds, because that's how long this video is playing for. And then we just duplicated the source visibility state and we turned it hidden. Okay, cool. That's the successful group done. Now close it and open the unsuccessful one. Here we have OBS source visibility state for jail. We want it to be visible. Press OK. Then we want the jail bars to be visible. Then we have a 1 second or 1000 millisecond delay. Then we play a sound. Again, just choose your MP3 file and call it correctly just to stay organized. Put it to a volume you're comfortable with and press OK. Then we have 8 milliseconds delay before we hide both source visibility states. You got it? Cool. Let's see it in practice. So here we are streaming, having a joyful time. Don't worry about the matrix. And someone comes along in chat and writes robbery. Now remember, because of the random number generator, either the successful or the unsuccessful will play. Hey, we got the money. We robbed them, guys. Now, if you can see here in the chat, I'm gonna let that play. So if you see here in chat, you see that the Face Pizza just robbed the Face Pizza's bank and got away. Cool. Let's try it again. Oh. And we got in jail. They busted us, guys. Right, that is one minigame done. Let's head to the other one. For the next minigame, again, we'll start in OBS. We create a new group. Do you remember how? Right-click, add source, group. Call it fishing game. And you guessed it, we're going to go fishing because everyone loves fishing. So in this group, we have a bunch more sources, not that many. We have a fishing line video, which I again turned on a chroma key filter for to hide the green screen, and it looks like this. So we throw out a line and we pull it back to see what we got. Just remember, when you add the source, it will stay full screen without the filter. So go down to filters, turn this on, close. Then you can crop it down a little bit by dragging the corner. And then place it ish in the middle of the screen. Doesn't have to be perfect. And then hide it and play it again. If you're happy, then we'll move on. I have added 4 PNG images as a image source in OBS. Right click, add source, image. I have a goldfish. I have a mackerel. I have a clownfish. And I have a sea bass. Those are just 4 examples. You can create as many as you want, but the more you add, the more steps you have to take in Streamerbot. And then finally, we have a text source. So right click, add source, text GDI plus. Now what this is simply a text that shows on screen. A couple of notes here. Place a placeholder text in the box. Try to keep it as true to the original message you want to send as possible. And again, do not have it on one line. That just looks messy. Press enter in between and have it on 2 lines. And then you scroll down to alignment and you choose center instead of left. Okay. When you're done with that, you can click here to select a font. Then you can scroll down and select the color if you want to. I'm not gonna in this tutorial. Click OK. Once I did that and it looks like this, well, most likely it will be in the middle somewhere. If you select the filter down here and then press Ctrl E, you will get into the Edit Transform box. This looks scary. Don't worry, I got you. In the position, this here, you don't have to mess with the numbers. Just drag the source down to where you want it. It would be wise to open one of the images or show them rather. If you select this image and it's somewhere else on screen, just select Ctrl D to push it to the middle of the screen. Again, don't have it cover the whole screen. That doesn't look good. So crop it down a little and make sure that your text file is kind of in the middle beneath the image. Okay? When you're done with that, you can hide the sea bass. And in this edit transform box, I want you to set the positional alignment to center, bounding box type to scale to inner bounds. That simply means the text will not alter this red box. Instead, if I write something in here, the box will stay the same size, but the text will get smaller inside the box instead of the text enlarging the box. Okay? Again, alignment in bounding box will be center. The bounding box size will be 1000 pixels times 250 pixels. That gives you this size and you can adjust it accordingly. Close. And we are done with the OBS side of things. You can close the group just to see less and we'll hop over to Streamerbot. Right. In the Streamerbot action, add a new one called Fishing Minigame. But here is a little catch. Because this has so many alternatives and outcomes, I want you to create a queue or a blocking queue. Go down into queues right beneath actions. Right click add. Call it fishing game like I did here and check this blocking. What the blocking does is if I redeem your fishing game channel point and then someone else does it at the exact same time, mine will play first, then it will do the whole thing and then hide mine before it shows the next one. If you don't have blocking on, it will overlap and share across everyone all the time. So it will be a mess. So once you have created the fishing game queue and set it to blocking, we can go back to actions into the fishing minigame and we will create a channel point reward. Again, to make this kind of easy, we can go down here to platforms, Twitch, channel point rewards. I will close this. And in here, you see that I have created minigames again. Just right click, create reward, and you will get the familiar window. But in group, either type, if you haven't created one yet, mini games, or if you have selected one, created one already, open the drop down menu and choose minigames, and we'll hop back to actions. Cool. So now in the search box, reward, redemption, open your list and choose the fishing game one. So you have fishing game channel point redeem as a trigger. Down here again in the sub actions, I'll zoom in for you. We'll have the Twitch user target sub action. Do you remember how that is? User info. Twitch user, get user info for target. Then we want the user in percentage signs. Click OK. And now you will add 4 groups, 1 for each fish. Or if you have many other fish, create a group for each fish. You can see that inside every group, we have 11 sub actions for every group. So it's basically the same. But if I open this group and show you, we start with a random number between 1 and 50. What does that mean? So if you search for random number, you will see core, logic, get random number. When this opens, you'll see this window. It will start on between, but you can select next float. We will not touch this at this point. So keep it at between and we'll write 1 and 50. If you read the text, add a random number into arguments, use for percentages or anything else. When random type is between, you can see that here, a number between the two values you set will be added into the arguments at % random number %. This is a variable that we can use to pull random events. Just take note, the R in random is lowercase and the N is uppercase. Inside Streamerbot, when you deal with variables, every variable is set up like this. If you have several words in a percentage, the first one is always lowercase, and then the next words after is always uppercase. Okay, cool. Press OK, and you've created your first sub action in this game. Then we want a visibility state for OBS sources. We'll choose the minigames scene, the fishing line source, and we want it to be visible. Then we will wait 5 seconds, and that is because the fishing line video you saw is 5 seconds long. Then we want that fishing line that fishing line source to be hidden. Then you want the goldfish PNG source to be visible. You want OBS Studio GDI text. Again, if you search for GDI text, you will see OBS sources set GDI text. This is basically the text file we set up in OBS, but here you can change what is shown in that message. So if you remember, we didn't have the random number inside OBS. That is because we put the random number variable right here, so we can display that random number that Twitch, that Streamerbot is generating. Okay, so we start with user, got a goldfish. Right, goldfish, because we are in the goldfish group. Oh wow, it weighs random number, kilograms. So that tells Streamerbot that if someone redeems this and they get let's say they get 16 as a random number, then Streamerbot will replace user percentage with the username of the one redeeming, and the random number with the number 16 that it got. Okay? And it was displayed that on screen. So once you have set the GDI text, we want the source text to be visible. So after you edit the text, you can make the text visible. Does that make sense? So we choose the minigame scene and the fish get source or the text file. Okay, visible. Then we have a delay of 5 seconds. Then we hide the goldfish PNG. Then we hide the text file. And then we send a Twitch message. GG of the goldfish at user. Have you ever caught a fish weighing % random number before? In this case, it would be 16 before. You could be smart like I am not and put kg. Again, if you're using a bot account, choose that one if you would like. I haven't connected one, so I won't. Press OK, and you're done with that group. Now repeat that for every group. So if I close goldfish and I open mackerel, you can see get random number, fishing line visible, 5-second delay, fishing line hidden. But this time I chose the mackerel picture because, again, this group is for the mackerel. So I want the mackerel to be visible. Then we change the text to mackerel instead of goldfish. Then we show that text. Then we wait 5 seconds. We hide the mackerel picture. We hide the fish text. Then we send a message. GG on the mackerel ad user. You see where I'm going with this? And of course, KG. We close the mackerel group. We open the clownfish group. Same thing. Random number between 1 and 50. Show the fishing line video. Wait 5 seconds. Hide the fishing line video. Show the clownfish picture. Again, just source dropdown. Clownfish. Visible. Okay. Then we set the new text to be clownfish. Then we show that text. We wait 5 seconds. We hide the clownfish picture. We hide the text. And we send a message with KG. Repeat this for every fish group you want. And I will show you what it looks like in practice. By the way, I forgot to show you. This is also a random, you see options, RA, that's random. This is also a random action. Then right click the folders, make sure that it is 25% pull rate. You can see here that I don't have 0.25, and that is because it didn't recognize 0.25. So I put 25 by trying, and it worked. Couple of notes here. You can see that I have 4 groups. 100% divided by 4 groups is 25%. So each folder or group will be 25% pull rate. And that means every one of these 4 groups have the same chance of being pulled. Let's say you have 18 fish. Take the 100%, divide it by 18, and that's the percentage or weight you will put inside here. Okay, easy enough. So now if we are streaming, having a fun time, and someone comes in chat, goes down your channel point list. By the way, this is all my channel points ever created from a year ago to now, so don't be overwhelmed. We'll find the fishing game, which costs 9,000. And again, a mini game for you to fish and catch something cool. If we redeem this, one of the 4 fish will be pulled. User got a mackerel. Oh wow, it weighs 8 kilograms. And then mention GG's on the mackerel, the face pizza. Have you ever caught a fish weighing 8 kilograms before? Now, if you noticed the text on screen, it didn't say my name. It said %user space %. Don't worry, I did that on purpose because I don't want to dox my viewers in a tutorial on YouTube without their acknowledgement. So, easy fix. Go into macro, into the GDI text. Now it's fixed. Now it will show the username on screen. Easy as that. The only different thing I am doing for this tutorial is I am typing %user space %. You will write %user %, no space. Okay? Cool. For this last minigame, I want to show you how to change the cost of channel points. Now, side note, sadly, Streamerbot yet doesn't have the option to set the cost of a group of channel points. You can only set the cost of one channel point for one sub action. So if you want to change the cost of 50 channel points, you're going to be sitting here a while because you have to do each one individually. You can't do it as a group. Okay? With that said, in the triggers menu, choose the channel point anarchy redemption that we created down in Twitch, channel points, channel point anarchy. Just give it a relevant description, cost of your choice, and a global cooldown of your choice. Press save after you have given it the minigames group. Okay. So now we have our channel point anarchy trigger. What do we want to happen? Well, if you can see down here, we have the Twitch and target info user as always. We have two groups and they are each weighing 50% or 0.5 decibel. Remember to right click and choose random in order to get the weight for the groups. Inside the anarchy group, we start off by playing a sound. If you have a mixer, choose the channel you want to use that goes out to your stream. I am choosing my headset for convenience right now. I call the sound anarchy for simplicity and organization purposes. I get the sound file that I downloaded from my instance and I test it with the volume bar so I have a decent volume. Press OK. Then we send an announcement to Twitch chat. Just search up announcement. Twitch is the only one allowing that at this point in Streamerbot 1.1.0. And that announcement I had saying, guys, every channel point redeem is now 1 point for 5 minutes without a cooldown. Go, go, go. I don't know why that isn't capital. Again, I don't use a bot account. You can if you want to. Press OK. So a Twitch announcement is kind of different from a message because the announcement is highlighted for every user and viewer in your chat. Then we want reward set cost. So search up reward set cost. Twitch rewards set cost. What this is doing is you choose the reward you want to set a new cost for. In my case, we want the fishing game one. We put it down to one cost. Remember, it cost 9,000 originally. So now we have changed it from 9,000 to 1. We don't need an operator, but we press OK. Then we set the cooldown. Again, reward set cooldown. Okay, easy as that. We choose our reward. Has to be the same one as the cost. We set it to 0. Remember, it was 1800. We don't have an additive. and we press OK. Then we wait for 300,000 milliseconds. Oh my god, Pizza, that's so long! No, it's 5 minutes, okay? It's 5 minutes. I wish Streamerbot dealt with seconds and not milliseconds, but it is what it is. Use Google if you need to. And after those 5 minutes, we set the cost of the fishing game back to 9,000. No operator. Okay. Then we set the cooldown back to 1800. No additive. Press OK. So, if I use this channel point and I get the anarchy option, this is exactly what will happen. If I don't get the anarchy option, 3 things will happen instead. A Twitch announcement will be sent to chat saying, guys, user tried to start anarchy in chat but failed. They are now timed out for 30 seconds. That's a way to include your viewers and have a little bit of fun with them. Be careful though, not everyone likes this, so put a disclaimer in the channel point description that they will be timed out if they hit this no anarchy option, and press OK. Then I downloaded a new sound effect from my instance, called it timeout. Select the proper channel, mess with the volume, press OK. And then we want Twitch timeout. So search for Twitch timeout, and you can see Twitch moderation timeout user. That will open this window. As you can see, user login is %user%. Duration in seconds, 30. And the reason that they will see is just for fun. Or you can also say you tried to start anarchy. Okay, press OK. Now I'll show you what this does in practice. Okay, so we are streaming again, having fun. Someone comes into chat and they scroll down and they see, oh, channel point anarchy. What is that? Cause havoc and chaos in the stream? Yes, please. Anarchy! Anarchy? Guys, every channel point redeem is now 1 point for 5 minutes without a cooldown. Go, go, go. Remember, we only did 1 channel point redeem. So if you have a look here, fishing game is now worth 1 point instead of 9,000. Then after 5 minutes, the channel point fishing game will be back up to 9,000 points, and you have to have a cooldown for it. Guys, that's how easy it is to use random numbers in Streamerbot for your chat. You can create so many cool things with this. You can have a knife pull from Counter-Strike if you want. Go into Canva, play around with the elements, the overlays, everything they have to offer, create some cool designs. Maybe tell me when you have done in the comments and I'll check them out. But that is the end of this tutorial. If you like this video, push the thumbs up, leave me a comment. I hope you will critique and give me some advice for future videos. Subscribe to catch all the rest of my videos, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.